I am back with a reading prompt jar. I've had the pull to do this for probably like a month or so now, but I just haven't really had the time. I've had other things kind of planned. But now we're here and I cannot wait to kind of let the jar decide what I'm going to read because I'm having such a hard time lately deciding what I want to read because I have way too many books. So hopefully this is going to help and I'm going to pick up something that I never even really thought about reading. I think I'm just going to pull one, read that, and then pull another one after I finish reading that. Probably do about like 3 or so, depending on how long like the books are. Okay. Ooh, a book with flowers on the cover. I definitely have quite a few books with flowers on the cover, so this may take a minute for me to find what one kind of speaks to me right now, but I will be right back, hopefully with 1 or 2 books that I've kind of narrowed it down to. So I have found a book. It really didn't take long because I thought I would actually look at an arc that I currently have in my possession that I really need to get to. It's called Canadian Smoke by P.D. Hillman, and in the reflection of the girl's sunglasses on the cover is flowers on a marijuana plant. So I'm gonna say that that's flowers on the cover. It counts. It may not be your traditional roses or peonies or anything like that, but a flower's a flower, so I'm gonna go with Canadian Smoke. I am really hoping that this one is gonna be good. And then once I finish that one, I'll pick another prompt and kind of go from there. I just finished Canadian Smoke, and unfortunately, the writing style just did not mesh with me. I could kind of tell from the get-go that it wasn't really gonna be my cup of tea, but I pushed through anyway because I always try to get to the end of arcs. I mean, if it was any longer than what it is, I probably would have DNF'd it about halfway, but I think it was only like 280 or so pages. So thankfully, a relatively short book. I don't know, it just wasn't really my thing. Also, it's called like a mystery slash thriller, like that's what they classified it as. And to me, it was more like maybe mystery slash action. I just didn't really feel thrilled or like feel any suspense throughout the book. I'm not gonna lie. It was lacking on that end of it. I also kind of felt about halfway through, and especially towards the end, that this would have made a better movie than book. I feel like it just would translate a lot better because there were points that felt very Hollywood, if that makes sense. It just didn't translate as well reading it as it would like on a screen, in my opinion. So with all of that being said, I am going to rate this one 2 stars, and I don't think I personally am going to be reading anything else by this author in the future. I'm sure there are some people who would really enjoy this book and this series because I do believe that this is the first book in a trilogy, possibly 4 books, but it's just not for me. So now I'm going to pick a new prompt, and I'm hoping whatever book I pick next is going to be more my style. A memoir. So this one is actually perfect because I know exactly what memoir I am in the mood for. I don't even have to look through my books. It is 100% going to be Uncanny by Junji Ito. I have been looking forward to reading this one since I got it. So this memoir is Junji Ito's story, but a lot more based around how he got into doing like horror manga and stuff like that. What kind of draws him to dark, spooky, creepy stuff. I can't wait to read this. I know that Junji Ito has said before, I've seen in interviews, that he is actually afraid of a lot of different things, and that's kind of what he creates for his horror manga, which is so interesting. You would think someone who creates such disgusting things wouldn't be afraid of any of it, but I guess he is, and that's kind of how he does what he does. I am so glad I picked a memoir because I really, really want to read this. I'm actually super excited, and I think I'm going to start it right now. I just finished Uncanny by Junji Ito, and I really, really enjoyed this book. It is probably the first book in the last few weeks that I've read that I haven't really wanted to put down, and I've been like itching to read whenever I'm at work and stuff. So I feel like that says a lot about it, especially considering it is nonfiction. I am not going to rate it because it's kind of a memoir, kind of an autobiography, also kind of just Junji Ito explaining how he creates manga and characters, storylines, stuff like that. But he does still talk about his life, and I just never feel right rating stuff like that. But super good. And if you are into Junji Ito, I highly recommend it. And also, if you're into just the creation of manga itself. Maybe you want to get into creating manga. Also recommend it for that because he definitely had a lot of like different information about how he creates stories and comes up with ideas and stuff like that. Super interesting. Definitely, I think one of the most unique memoirs I've ever read. And it did really help too that there are a lot of pictures throughout this, which I really loved. Oh, maybe I guess I should say if you're into manga but not into horror, I might not recommend this because there are some nasty body horror images because Junji Ito is a body horror kind of guy. So just keep that in mind, I guess, if you are planning on picking that one up. So now I think I am going to pick out one more prompt from the jar. I don't really know what I'm hoping for. I don't know what I'm in the mood for. So I am really glad that this is going to kind of guide me to what I'm going to read next because I am not sure what I'm in the mood for right now. All right. A book with more than one point of view. I'm going to be 100% with you. Normally, books with more than one point of view are not my favorite. So, okay, maybe I shouldn't say that. I just find sometimes it takes the suspense out of the story. But I'm going to find a book that meets this criteria and then I'll come back and show you what it is. All right, I'm back and I think I have found the perfect book to fit this criteria of more than one point of view, and that is Graveyard Shift by ML Rio. So this one actually has 5 point of views, and that's kind of the point of the book. I guess it's about 5 people who work completely different jobs, but they all work night shift, and their paths all end up crossing, and they find a fresh open grave in a place where there should not be, and they don't know who dug it, where it came from, why it's there. That's all I really know. I read part of the blurb on the back and then realized that I didn't really want to be spoiled, but it is a very nice and short read, so that's going to be really nice. I think I'm going to start this one right now, and hopefully it's not going to take me too long to finish. I just finished Graveyard Shift, and for a book that is only like 108 pages, it seriously packs a punch. Like, I did not expect so much depth and detail and character development in such a short story. Not to mention, like, the plot twists and suspenseful moments. And then not only that, but like the atmosphere. It was perfect. So creepy. The descriptions absolutely made my skin crawl at some moments, and it's just amazing. For such a short story, I was not expecting this much from it, but I actually really, really loved it. I think it's a great little horror piece, and I would definitely reread this again. I'm honestly kind of leaning towards 5 stars for this. I'm probably just gonna go with 5 stars, just on vibes alone. Super good, very simple kind of horror, and not too gory or disgusting, but definitely like tense and suspenseful and atmospheric, and just an overall really good read. So I cannot wait to read more by ML Rio. I do own If We Were Villains, so that's definitely going to be on a TBR sometime soon because I really, really enjoy her writing. And I'm so glad that I ended up picking this one with that reading prompt. But with all of that being said, I think I'm going to leave this video here. I am relatively happy with the prompts that I picked and the books that kind of came from them, and I cannot wait to do it again because I'm actually really enjoying picking reading prompts and getting inspiration for what to read from those. But with that, I'm going to leave this video here. I hope you have a great rest of your week and happy reading.